sometimes there are drastic things that you can do and ways to cut your expenses that you don't normally think about. Take a second and kind of just talk to you guys about where some things are and why we're doing what we're doing. And the fact that we waited until after the election to do another video is kind of important for what this video is. I really focused on the local elections this year, and the reason why is because my name was on the ballot. A year ago, I thought it would be a great idea to register and run for school board when they made a new school board seat in my county for the district that I live in. And I thought that it was going to be a wonderful idea, and it was going to be exciting and fun, and we're going to do a bunch of cool stuff. And then I came home from registering and found out that my neighbor did it. It kind of became a little bit more complicated really quick, and it should have been a sign to back out, but I let my pride get in the way, and I decided I wanted to do politics. I mean, I went to school for politics, and I'm weird, and I like it, and nobody else likes it, but I do. And no, the thing that I was running for doesn't pay any money. There's nothing in it but volunteer time. But I decided to stay with it, and January came around, February came around. I run a side shop, so I get all the materials at wholesale price, and I start putting things together for a campaign. And then, the pandemic hits. I lose my other job, my day job, and I'm stuck with the shop alone. And we went back to just working in the shop. And that was the point in time when we realized that we had this false hope of being financially secure. In 2018, we had this false sense of safety, if you will. We felt like we were secure in where we were and where we were going in life, and that nothing could touch us and nothing could stop us. Kind of a teenage mentality. We bought our first home. We've been married, living in rental properties, and then moving in with my parents for a while to save money to put down on a house. And when we bought the house, I'll walk outside and show you in a minute. But when we bought this house, it's a big house. So we bought this really beautiful piece of property, and I put a lot of work into it the first year. And when I say a lot of work, I'm saying, so I was at home all the time, and I just did a lot of work to the outside of the house, and then I came in and I just really did a lot of cleaning up and tightening things in on the inside of the house as well. And then it stayed that way. I opened my business. I finished college. I opened my business, and we had a really nice house. We had a much nicer house than what we had when we bought it. We bought the house primarily, 2-story house, finished, ready to go. It just needed to be tightened up, and so I worked real hard on that for a while. And I never thought anything of it. I mean, we had opportunity to bring some people in who were homeless and help them get back on their feet, and help some family out. And we took advantage of the opportunities we had. We had a situation. You don't buy a 2-story house with like 5 bedrooms. With just 2 little kids, unless you plan on filling that house with love and children, and we wanted to have a lot of children. And the universe decided earlier this year that wasn't going to be in the cards for us. It's not entirely my story to tell. And out of respect for my wife, I'm not going to go into detail. But it's still something that we deal with. And I feel like because of political issues that I really don't want to have to talk about, but I need to get the information out there. The reason why we decided to sell our house is because of some things that happened this summer that kind of forced our hand. And it changed our path as a family. And it really changed what we were going to do. And it honestly just took a very beautiful, wonderful house that we fell in love with and made it into a home that we didn't want to be in. Because this house could no longer serve its purpose because we could not serve our purpose to it anymore. So we talked to our neighbor who we were running against for school board, and they are also a real estate agent, and we found out how much we could sell the house for. Knowing that if we sold the house, we would have to drop out of the election. And we decided to go ahead and put it on the market. We kind of stopped working at our business for a month or so and just pulled some savings and put it into the house and go ahead and just go over everything that we had done a year ago and make sure that it was put back together again and put the house on the market. The reasons why we're doing this are emotional, they're raw, and they're real. But looking at things from a financial standpoint, this was the universe basically just coming in and putting us in a situation that says that our family's never going to be that big. So we started selling everything. We started getting rid of everything. We found another piece of property that's much, much, much smaller than this one. And we're going to sell it. Now, the benefit of doing that is the fact that that's going to allow us to be financially free. And really speed up our journey of financial freedom and give us some options that a lot of other people don't really have. And I recognize that when you get an opportunity to do that, Dave Ramsey would tell you to do it. Even if it makes you uncomfortable for a certain amount of time, do it because you're going to be better off in the long run. And there's no time like now to do something like that. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go out my front door, and see, that's a big house. It's a nice house, with a beautiful front yard, and I'm gonna give you a surrounding view of the house here, if you'll work with me. This is it, and this is what we live in. This is our house. So I just skipped a little bit there, and I'm going to sit down and kind of just talk about this a little bit. As you can see, we got a really nice house here, and it's obviously going to be good for us to get rid of. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of just talk about the reality of, what we're doing and why we're doing it. I mean, I don't even have any hair anymore. I just shaved it during the elections just because, everything else is going on. I might as well go bald too.